We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and she's Sophie,
And she's Brenda.
Hi, everyone.
and he's Grogu. Hey buddy, you rock.
Aw.
And we're on the road with Mickey. This is episode 163 for March 20th, 2023, and our featured topic this week is Aunt Brenda Goes to Washington. That is a way back throwback to a
Oh my
movie.
gosh. Yeah, way throwback.
Yep, because I have no idea what they're talking about.
It was way before your time.
But anyway, we'll get into that a little bit later. First, we have a couple little cheddar from the big cheese tidbits. And I'm going to start us off
Mm-hmm.
with some really fun, exciting meet and greets.
Yeah.
I am stoked for these, and I know Brenda and her girls are really stoked.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
first up, Moana. Moana is coming to the Animal Kingdom starting on April 22nd for a new meet and greet. It's going to be at Discovery Island, if I remember correctly.
Yay.
And you know what? When we talked about um, what was going to happen over at Dinoland USA, and there was speculation about Moana, maybe this lends more credence to maybe she will end up at Animal Kingdom in some fashion.
Maybe so.
Perhaps.
You
She's
know?
going to on April 22nd. That's the 25th anniversary of the park.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then later this summer, Figment, that lovable dinosaur, is coming to the Imagination Pavilion for a meet and greet. And then this is my favorite. Lastly, in the fall, Mirabelle from Encanto will be greeting guests at Fairy Tale Garden, which will be transformed into a space reminiscent of La Familia Madrigal. Did I say it right, Sophie?
You did, but that means the family madrigal. Could you perhaps mean La Casa Madrigal? Or
No,
Casita for
I'm
short?
reading it like I saw it.
All right.
That's how it was written.
Fair enough.
So
Okay,
I,
then.
I'm excited for all of those. So
I'm excited
Yeah.
for them too, and I'm sure the girls are, as we said before.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's going to be beautiful.
Mm-hmm. All right, then. Well, it's my turn now.
Yay.
And I know, I'm late to the party with this one, but the Mandalorian, also known as Grogu and his buddies, because let's be real, he's gotten a lot more friends. I mean, how could you possibly not be friends with this sweet boy?
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah, I finally watched it. It took forever, but oh my gosh, am I so sad that I was late.
But you
I
got there.
I got there. I got
And
there.
and Grogu got there, and now we just keep watching the show, keep watching
Mhm.
it every week,
Now he's
and
not
it's
bugging you anymore.
nope.
Yep. Now
He
he's
kind of
bugging me
bugs us
for
about when are we going to
macarons.
watch the next one? When are we going to watch the next one?
Speaking of which, when does the next one come out?
It's already out.
Oh,
It's
you're right.
once a week. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So we got to watch. We got to watch the second one. We're all busy. It is what it is.
Yep.
So
True.
I suspect that River has watched it like 5 times already.
Oh, of course he has. He's been home all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got
So
it on a loop.
anyway, that is our cheddar from the big cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And am I right? Grogu does give it 2 thumbs up.
Absolutely, he does.
Okay. All
Yay.
right. Well, as always, you can connect with us on our social media channels, Facebook, our Facebook group, YouTube, Instagram, email, and
Shout out.
I'm also thinking about, yeah, shout out, and I'm also thinking about maybe doing a voicemail number for people to call in and ask questions.
Oh,
So
interesting.
we'll
I
cover
think
that a
that's a
little
great
later.
idea.
I have an idea, but so far it's just an idea. But it is
Have them
now
mail us a
time.
postcard.
Yeah. It is now time for our feature topic. Aunt Brenda goes to Washington. And what we're doing is
Yay.
we are covering Brenda's recent trip to Washington, D.C. with her sisters. And I want her to tell us all about it. And we're going to just kind of sit back and watch the show. So there you go. We might have a few questions here and there. We might not have anything. We might just, let Brenda talk until she's tired of talking.
All right,
Oh my
then.
goodness.
Well, first things first, because I know Aunt Brenda is really nervous about this. I'm sure she is, at least. Let's start with the open-ended question of why exactly did you go to Washington?
Good, good lead in.
That is a good question. There is a conference that's an annual conference for planners, planner people, creative people. Um, that happens every year. They choose a different location each year, and it's an expensive thing to go to, and I've never been before. I think this was the 6th year,
Mm.
and they decided that this year's would be held in Washington, D.C. And one of the sticker companies that I absolutely love, and she's a big deal in the sticker and planner world, had a contest where she was going to give a ticket to 2 different winners, and I won.
Oh,
Yes, so I won my $700 ticket to this conference and called my sisters while I was jumping all around. I mean, I was literally jumping around my house from one end to the other while I was talking on the phone to them about the fact that I had won this ticket. So that was going, that was like the first time we were going to travel together. We used to travel together with our mom. And then when our mom got sick, we cared for her, but we also didn't travel without her. And this was like our first time to go somewhere, um, and like be
be
together
together.
and honor her wish for us to be together. And she would have loved that we were traveling together and doing this. And they did some sightseeing while I was in the sessions, and then I did sightseeing with them when I was out of the sessions, and it worked out great. So the 3
So,
amigos were off to Washington, D.C.
so
Amigas.
amigas, quick question. Shout out. Who's your sticker girl or guy or
Chrissy Ann Designs. Kristen
Chrissy?
Damien. Yes,
Okay.
Kristen Damien is the bomb. She owns Chrissy Ann Designs, and Chrissy Ann Designs also sponsored the welcome party. And they also sponsor different companies, like different planner and sticker companies sponsor a table. So they put a lot of swag on the tables, and she sponsored, of course, I sat at her table because I love her stuff. And yeah, I love her. She's just the sweetest person, and she's really creative. She used to be what does she called herself? She was a chemistry scientist who doodled and dawdled with ink things and became a sticker company.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
she's
You
awesome.
need to send her the link
Yes,
so
I
she can
will.
hear all about how much you love her
Yes,
and
she's
how much
awesome.
you love her stuff.
Yep. Awesome, awesome girl for sure.
Well, good. Good,
Good.
good. All right. Next question. So you went to where was the conference, at the convention center or something in DC or
The conference was at the Hilton.
okay.
We did not stay at the Hilton because my sister Linda is particular. She's the middle sister, but she also really enjoys kind of white, clean. line, like kind of the very contemporary kind of
Hmm.
design in hotels, and the Lyle where we stayed is very much like that. Um, she had she's gone to Washington D.C. several times over the course of years, and she stayed at various places. But she researched, and the Hilton's in DuPont Circle, and so she researched like around that area in DuPont Circle, and the Lyle was in DuPont Circle, and she read, I mean, she just reads countless reviews. She's just really particular, and she decided on the Lyle, and that's where we stayed. And it was just close. It was close to the Hilton.
So you could walk to the convention,
I
to
could
the
have.
conference.
I could have. I did not choose to walk by myself. I thought about it all the time, but I ended up taking Lyft over there and back.
Just to be, you know,
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah, just because I'm not used to, kind of going on my own.
Yeah.
If you know anything about me, I'm not comfortable with that much. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
but I thought about it, and I was definitely, what I had planned on doing was walking in the mornings, getting there at 7:30, and then in the evenings taking the lift back. But I ended up doing it both ways. It's fine. I mean, it
It
was
is
it was
fine.
just easy.
Yeah.
It was real
Yeah.
easy. So
Not only that, you were supporting the local environment, the local
that's right.
economy. So
That's right. Somebody's got to pay those guys and girls.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was me.
All right. Well, good job, Brenda.
Thank you.
So the Lyle gets reviews that you would stay there again, I take it?
I would absolutely stay at the Lyle, and a matter of fact, the desk person, Johnny,
Mhm.
was fabulous. He checked on us constantly. He was so he just almost was the epitome of what hospitality, like if you teach people hospitality in the hotel industry, he would be like
Hmm.
the poster child for it. He was just extremely attentive, extremely helpful, checked and double checked that whatever it was we asked about had been taken care of. Not anything wrong, but like we would say, for instance, we would say, can you tell us like where to go in Georgetown? Like we want to kind of shop a little bit. We want to eat. Where do we get dropped off, or whatever? And he would tell us, and then the next day he would find us and he would say, hey, how did it go in Georgetown? Did you get? He was just very attentive. He was awesome.
That's so
So,
nice.
and the room was beautiful. Linda had ordered this huge bouquet of flowers to be in the room when we showed up, just because it's a lovely, beautiful thing, and she's very much like that. She's very, very much like that. And it was just really, really nice. It was a great room. I worried about like waking them up because I had to be up, in the morning by 6 to be out, and they could sleep till whenever. And it worked out really, really well because the room was big enough to where I didn't have to completely disrupt them while I was getting ready.
Hmm.
And that made me feel better, so worked out great.
Good.
It was a great place, great location,
Yes.
great place, great staff. I mean, the doorman was really, really nice and awesome too. It was really, really a good choice.
Awesome.
Note to self: when looking
Yeah.
for a hotel, consult Aunt Brenda's sisters.
That's
Exactly. And I also
yeah.
I'm taking notes here, and I've already put the link to Chrissy Ann Designs,
Mm-hmm.
and I put the you stayed at the Lyle Hotel, and I'm
Yay.
like, you know,
Hey,
gotta show that. You
we got
gotta
2
show.
wins already.
Yeah.
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 All right,
Yep.
Sophie. Next question.
All right. Well, what was your favorite part about the convention?
Should I tell the truth, or
Yes.
or should I be diplomatic and say something else?
Tell
Tell
the
the truth,
truth.
Okay. I'm gonna
or both. Maybe you should tell us the truth and be diplomatic afterwards.
okay.
Yeah. Both. Because clearly
Okay.
they're both special to you.
Okay. The truth is that Go Wild is a unique group. I mean, you're talking about thousands of people together who, when they were growing up and someone offered them a brand new wardrobe, wanted notebooks, journals, planners, and pens instead. We love the colored pens. We love colored paper. We're we just love journals and notebooks and notepads, and we're weird. But when all the weirdos are together, it's home. It's just like you feel the first time you go to Disney and you realize that you're different, but there are people like you. And it's wonderful. So that feeling of home is wonderful. The speakers there were wonderful. Me getting to meet people that I've followed on YouTube and Instagram for years and meeting them in person was wonderful. But when it comes down to it, the best part about Go Wild is the swag. I mean, I literally had to order a suitcase on Amazon and have it delivered to the Lyle to put all my swag in to come home.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
So if you had not won your ticket, but you had the funds and you had bought your ticket, you would have definitely gotten your values for your
For
ticket
sure.
costs.
Yeah, because I have enough planner stuff, stickers, pens, markers, paint pens. I have enough notepad. I have enough stuff to last me for, I don't know, 3 years.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice. Well done, Brenda. Well done.
Now, what's the diplomatic part?
The unique
Well,
group.
yeah, there another thing I really loved about it was the speakers were excellent. I mean, they really were. And there were 2 in particular that I really, really liked a lot. And I'll go through them a little bit and kind of what they talked about. But it was a really good conference. It was just a really good conference.
Well, good.
Yeah, I'm curious about that because I'm trying to wrap my head around me, who is not in that vein at all. But I'm trying to wrap around what kind of talks do these speakers give?
Yeah.
Like you know
What do they talk
on
about?
this day,
What color
on this
ink?
day, put a heart instead of a star. I'm just
'Cause
trying to picture it in
yeah,
my.
I'm
I
trying to
understand
picture
what
it
you're
too.
saying because, like I said, it does take there's a special kind of person. I mean, it's a different group, but I'll read you some of the names of the talks and who gave those. So, so the first day there was, let's see, The Practice of Being Yourself
Mm-hmm.
by Angelia Trinidad. And she is a co-founder of one of the most popular planners called Passion Planner. It's a multi-million-dollar company. She helps people create the life they want by designing a planner. These planners actually, people choose the planner they choose for a reason. Like, they all offer something. The second session was Craft Your Life, a mini journal workshop with Amy Tangerine. And Amy Tangerine is like the scrapbooking queen. I do not scrapbook, but she's also a published author, and she's like a journaling guru, and she's real into the journaling. And a lot of people like us are into journaling. They journal daily. They journal several times a day, from surviving to thriving, transcending circumstances through purposeful living with Sierra Friend. Sierra Friend is a creator and CEO of Moxie Life, which is a planner company, but she overcame just unbelievable obstacles from the time she was a little girl, and she became a certified life coach. And then she developed a planner that is like a life coach goal system and planner all in one, and people really adore it. Like, she's really got something.
What's her name again?
Sierra Friend.
Friend. Okay.
Uh-huh. And then there was Uncover Your Power and Set Yourself Free with Alex L., who's a New York Times bestseller. She's a breath coach and a restorative writing teacher, and hers is all about journaling your feelings and how important it is to like put your thoughts on paper. So that was one of them. And then let's see. So then that was the first day's sessions.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the second day actually were okay, so there were several sessions, but 2 of the second day's sessions were my favorites.
Uh-huh.
And the first one, not my favorite, but just the first session was 3 Ways to Use Paper to Feel Good by Bess Whiteman. And it was all about doodling and different ways of doodling. And she makes like the black paper books with the use like gold brush paint and just doodle things, and doodling for people who have like PTSD or have overcome abuse and stuff. It somehow like
It's a
soothes their soul.
calming.
Yes, it's a
Yeah.
calming thing. So she had us doing that, and it was really, I mean, it was really an awesome session. But have you ever heard of Frank Warren? He did Post Secret. Have you ever heard of it?
Mm-mm.
Uh, I'm going to give you a little background on what Post Secret is. Post Secret is he started this thing as a community art project.
Mm-hmm.
He told people, he invited total strangers to anonymously mail him their secrets that they had never told anyone on postcards. So this was like 20 years ago. So he gave people his address and he said, send me your secrets that you've never told, a secret you've never told anyone, and mail it to me. Well, he got like, since then he's gotten like over 1 million secrets, and it's turned into 5 best-selling New York bestsellers books, and he's become like a global phenomenon. So it's a big deal, and it's become this humanitarian thing. It's really become like a humanitarian effort. Anyway, Post Secret has won 7 Webby Awards. It's the most visited advertisement-free blog in the entire world. The postcards have curated 5 New York Times best-selling books and have been exhibited at the Museum of Modern Art and the American Visionary Museum. He has a TED Talk. There's a Post Secret play on tour, and he won Hope Line's Lifetime Achievement Award for his work with suicide prevention, because a lot of things that people admitted in their secret was that they tried to kill themselves or things like that. And other people, when he would post their message, other people from around the country would feed into their lives and really make a difference. And he showed us some of his examples. Like he said, there's always funny ones, like like one of them had done a postcard that was in the shape of a Starbucks cup, and it said, I give decaf to rude people. And that was hilarious. I just laughed so hard over that. I thought that was just hilarious to do that. And people probably do stuff like that all the time. But here's a touching one. I'll only say this one. I cried when he said this. He showed a postcard someone had made. She said, this is me, my daughter. And it was like maybe a 19-year-old girl. And then, so she said, this is me, my daughter, and her adoptive mother. Years ago, I was hired to be a babysitter for this family, and I was in charge of their daughter. And one day I ran across a picture of her as an infant. It was the picture that I sent to the birth mother when I gave my daughter up for adoption.
Wow.
She ended up being her babysitter. That was like
Wow.
the most God thing I had ever heard. I mean, it was so awesome and
Yeah.
wonderful. It was wonderful. So that was, I mean, I think that's one of the reasons I loved his, there were so many wonderful, beautiful stories of humanity that came out of his work. And this guy, he came to be a speaker. But when Plan Jamma happened, where like everybody comes in their fancy pajamas and it's just a huge party, he put on his pajama pants and his t-shirt, and he came to Plan Jamma and commingled with all the crazy journal pen
Uh-huh.
people. He was just an awesome human, totally
Nice.
awesome human. Frank
So
Warren.
that was
That was
favorite
one of the
number one.
highlights. Yes, one of the highlights.
What was favorite number 2?
Favorite number 2 was uh, it it was, let me find the title of her talk. The talk after his was Finding Your Authentic True Self Through Curiosity of Thought, Intentional Goal Setting, and Persistent Kindness. That was another one that I liked. But the other favorite of mine was Define Your Role, a conversation with Renee Elise Goldsberry. And who Renee Elise Goldsberry is she's the actress singer
That
that
plays
played Angelica in
in
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Right. And she
Mhm.
was one of our speakers, but
Wow.
she was not what I expected her to be. And I'm sorry to say, I'm ashamed to say that I expect
More?
most Hollywood people to be the same way. And that's very like stereotypical. But she's like, she's a Grammy award winning actress and everything. I expected her to be very, um,
Full of herself?
no, just very like liberal and not very spiritual or God centered or um, kind of like we are with like signs and like asking God to lead our lives and stuff like that. I just did not expect her to be like that. I don't know why. I think it's just because it just seems like a lot of people who are like in Hollywood and stuff are not like that. Like even people who are, like Mark Wahlberg and Chris Pratt and them who really believe in God and their lives are focused on, they've been very, very scrutinized. They've been treated badly. So I just was surprised, but she had a great talk and she talked about how like looking through her life that she could see where God was moving in times in her life that she thought were going to go one way, and she was so thankful that she didn't block her blessings, because if she had gone if she had gone the way she thought, she would have blocked her blessings. But she could look back and tell why God put her here and then why he moved her there and how he's led her to his plan for her life and what her life would have been like without that. It was really beautiful. It was really a beautiful speech, and she was very, very friendly and very, very fun to listen to, and I really liked her a lot. And she said,
Good.
don't block your blessings. God has a plan for you. Keep moving, and you can do anything you put your mind to. And she was just really sweet, and I liked her a lot. So those two
That's
are my
awesome.
two favorite speakers at the conference.
Well, good. Good, good, good.
Good.
That's awesome, Brenda.
Yeah, we
That's
pen and paper
very
people have,
awesome.
we have a lot of great speakers speaking on a lot of stuff that's important to us because,
You're you're very right.
yeah. So then after we did the conference and stuff, we got to do sightseeing, and Linda and Pam did some sightseeing too, so that was fun.
So what were your sights?
I see a monument behind you on the screen
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, we did the Lincoln. The first night we got there, actually, we flew in. We landed at I want to think we landed at 3:30 or something like that, and then we decided to do the nighttime monument
Mhm.
tour that night, the first night. So we did the nighttime monument tour, and we went around and we saw the Lincoln Memorial, Roosevelt Memorial, MLK Memorial, Iwo Jima, Korean War Memorial, Vietnam War Memorial, Vietnam Women's Memorial, World War II Memorial, and then the White House, the U.S. Capitol, the Washington Monument, and we drove by the Smithsonian Museums, and we drove by Arlington National Cemetery, and it was a really, really great tour. They had a driver, and then they have a narrator who talks to you like the whole time they're driving and when you're out at the monuments and stuff, and it was really a good tour.
We did that um,
Yay!
when I went to DC for a security conference. Sophie was
Mhm.
3 or 4, and Cindy and Sophie came with me, and we stayed in Northwest
Yay!
Washington. My dad, of course, I grew up in Northern Virginia. My dad came over, and they went
Yay!
to the zoo. They rode the bus, and one night after my conference was done, the three of us, Cindy and Sophie and I, did the nighttime tour, and that was so cool. Oh my
It
gosh,
was really
that was
cool.
so neat. It's very powerful. DC at night is
Oh my
very
gosh,
powerful.
I
The
know.
monuments are incredible.
Oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
amazing. And you can't even when you take pictures, you can't capture the the way you feel when you're seeing it. You
Yeah.
know, it was really magnificent. And our driver's name was Chris, and our narrator's name was Walter. My
Aw.
favorite name in all the world. So shout out to them. Great job, guys.
Very
Yes.
good.
Yep, very
What
good.
else do you want to tell us about?
Well, my sisters did Mount Vernon while I was at the conferences the first day, and they said it was beautiful there. There's just so
Mhm.
much to see and do. I didn't get to see it, but they said it was beautiful. And then we did the National Library of Congress. My sister Linda and I did the Library of Congress. Pam stayed at the room. She wasn't feeling very. Pam was definitely having a reaction to something that grows there that does not grow here. She had
Oh.
allergy.
Uh,
Um, but we did see the Library of Congress, and we went out to great restaurants. We had great food, of course, great dessert. And let's see what else we did. Oh, we went to Arlington National Cemetery the last day because we on that Sunday we had that whole day just for sightseeing. So we went to Arlington National Cemetery, which was just I could have just stayed the whole entire day there and not I just it's it's a beautiful place to be. It's like we saw Robert E. Lee's house. We walked through there and everything, and there's there's just so many different parts of the cemetery, but it's just such it was a beautiful day, and it was just beautiful out there. Really beautiful. And
Very
then
nice.
so you're on this hop on, hop off like tour around the cemetery to different areas, and we went to the changing of the guard for the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier,
Mm-hmm.
which is a beautiful ceremony. It's very solemn, but it's really beautiful to see. And so when you hop on and hop off, you usually will hop onto either a tram or a trolley or something you weren't on when you got to that particular place. And the last one, there was a young guy who was the narrator, and his name was Goldie. And he thanked, like when we were coming to the tour was coming to an end, he thanked everyone who ever served this country. And he was so sincere, and he was young, like really young. And he said, I just want to thank anyone who's on this tour that has ever served this country, or any family member of anyone who has ever served this country, or if you've ever been a friend of someone who's ever served. And he was
yeah.
so sweet. And then when he
Oh.
got off, he had this bucket of red poppies, because he said during the war, when the entire landscape was burned and destroyed, that the red poppies grew, like they would grow amidst all that destruction. And so it's a
Oh.
sign of remembrance. And he gave each of us one, and it, his face was, you could just tell how much it meant to him that that was his job. And that was so refreshing to me. It was really nice.
Yeah.
I, yeah, I really, I did like a review or whatever for the tour, but if you ever had Goldie, he's just a really sweet young man, really nice, thoughtful guy.
Aw.
That was a great way to go out, because that was like the last thing no, we went to
Yeah.
Georgetown and went to dinner, but
That
it
was
was
the last big thing.
yes, yes. It was very
That's
nice.
cool.
Beautiful day. It was a
Wow.
beautiful, gorgeous day there that day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the total recap of my trip. I can't think of anything else to say.
Well, hey, you lasted us at least 40 minutes, so I will take it.
Lee, I talked a lot.
Hmm.
Okay, well,
Wow. Good
send me your
That
job.
was
secrets on a
awesome, Brenda.
postcard.
All right, then. Well, if
That was
that's
awesome, Brenda.
that,
Thank you.
Yeah. It is now time for this day in Disney history for March 20th. And Sophie, take it away.
Yay.
All right, then. I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to say this one or not, but after consideration and a vote from the rest of the team, I've decided that it is a good bit of history and I would like to mention it. And
Yes.
I'm taking us back to the year of 1948. At the 20th Academy Awards in Los Angeles, Disney wins 2 Oscars for the film Song of the South. Ali Rubel and Ray Gilbert win for their song Zippity Doo Dah, and actor James Baskett wins an honorary award for his heartwarming portrayal of Uncle Remus. This makes Baskett the first black man to ever win an Academy Award and the first actor to win an Oscar for a performance in a Disney feature. Unfortunately, he will pass away less than 4 months later at the age of 44.
Wow.
Although,
44.
yeah, that was kind
Yeah.
of young.
I was very young. Very young.
Yeah. Although nominated, Disney's Chip and Dale loses out to the Warner Brothers' Tweety Pie in the short subjects cartoon category.
Sorry,
Thank you,
Chip. Sorry,
Sophie.
Dale.
Yes.
I
Yep.
think they were robbed. They should have won.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen either, but anyway.
Mhm.
They were robbed.
They were robbed. But I think that's great history. Thank you, Sophie.
Yes, thank you, Sophie.
Thank you. I hope everybody else agrees.
I'm sure they do. And if they don't, well, it is what it is. So,
Mhm.
it is time to stump the Soph.
Good
You may
luck.
try.
This character is a nursemaid.
Oh,
A nursemaid. Is this from Mary Poppins by chance?
No.
No. Oh, wait, right. These are all animated.
Yes.
Fair enough. Okay, continue.
This character takes care of the children of the castle.
Of the castle. Okay, okay. Of the castle.
You're onto it. I know. This character is easily frightened.
Is this Maudie from Brave?
It is Monty from Brave.
yay!
Good job,
Yes!
Sophie. The
Great
thing I
job.
always think is the name. The name, I think, is the thing. And in this case,
Yeah.
I think the name is probably the hardest part.
Great
You're right.
job.
For a second, I was worried it was a character from Frozen or something, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't
No.
know.
Look at this picture. Bless her
Very
heart.
good.
It looks horrified. Look at her eyes.
I know exactly what scene that one is from. The triplet boys have been turned into bears, and they are trying to get a key from her.
Yes.
Oh,
And
that
she stuffs
poor
it
Maudie.
down her chest.
That is such a great movie. Oh my gosh, that is such a great movie.
I love that movie. Brave is absolutely one of my all-time favorites.
So
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Very good,
I win!
Good job. Good job,
Sophie.
Sophie.
Yay!
Well, to round us out today is Brenda giving us a little bit of Walt.
Yes, because I talked so much earlier, I'm just going to do a little bitty bit of tidbit of Walter Elias Disney.
All
Never
right.
get bored or cynical. Yesterday is a thing of the past.
Okay.
I
Well,
like
Can't
it.
go wrong.
I like it. I like it. Don't look back, always look forward. We keep looking forward
That's
We
right.
keep
because we're
moving
curious.
forward.
That's
Keep
right.
moving forward too, but we keep
Yes.
looking forward too. Anyway, that wraps us up.
Yay.
Next week, it's just Sophie and I and Grogu. It is impossible to replace Brenda, so we won't be able to. So we'll try and persevere as best we can. And Sophie and I talked about it this morning when I was taking her to work at 5 a.m.
Oh, wow.
We talked about it, and we are going to talk about our top 5 episodes of On the Road with Mickey.
Oh, I can't wait to
And
listen to that.
I know the idea behind it is we're going to talk about it, and we're going to put little clips of the ones we talk about into the
Yeah.
video for next week. So there'll be a look
Great.
down memory lane too
I
in some
can't wait
ways.
to hear that one.
Wish us luck. We have 163 to siphon through.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a lot.
And that
Good
is a
luck,
lot. And
guys.
that'll be fun though. It'll be a
It
fun
will
topic.
be.
And then the following week after that, we probably will not have an episode just because of travels and things that are going on. So probably no episode for April 3rd.
Where are you going?
I am going to MegaCon Orlando.
Oh,
Yes,
my
right.
goodness.
And my parents, while I'm out of the house, are also going to be gone. They're going to visit my cousins.
Very
Alabama.
nice. So y'all
In
have an
Alabama.
awesome time.
And then Brenda, of course, is going on a celebrity cruise next week. That's why she won't be here. But
Mhm.
also, when we get back, so April 10th, the idea is I'm going to sit back, I'm going to kick back, I'm going to prop my feet up, and Sophie and Brenda are going to talk about their trips.
That's right.
That sounds
And
like a
and all
plan.
I'm going to do is sit here and look pretty. So there you go.
There you go. All right, I'll try to take some notes while I'm gone and
Okay.
stuff that's important.
Hey, enjoy it before taking notes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Enjoy
Exactly.
it
The food.
first, take notes second, especially the food, yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, guys. Well, I'm Mike. That's Sophie. She's Brenda. He's Grogu. And we hope you all have a wonderful week. And do whatever you're doing to make sure you add some joy into your lives. Okay?
Yes.
Make sure that the glass is half full and not half empty. And if anyone needs any help with that, reach out to us. But in the meantime, we will
See
see
you on the road.
road.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.